Do you believe everything you see in the mainstream news? How would we know if we are being misled or manipulated or even lied to? And do we have any evidence that proves that maybe this is the case? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Mystery Teaching. My name is Gergő. I hope you are well. I hope you feel fantastic. And if you are new to the channel, then welcome, greetings, and namaste. Or if you are a returning viewer or returning beautiful soul, then hey, thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. And welcome to episode number 43, Unmasking the Power of Television, Manipulation, Brainwash, and the Mainstream News. So I wanted to do a video about this topic for a long time because I am the guy who stopped watching the news in my early 20s and I'm in my late 30s. And I always say this to everyone for many years that mainstream news is propaganda, is false narrative, it keeps you in fear, it keeps you in a low frequency and low vibration, and that's the state when you are easily being controlled, manipulated, and a lot of other things. So I always suggest to people, turn it off. But I know that's not that easy. A lot of people, watch it for different purposes, not just for the news, and so on and so forth. So I understand that, but the question is the same. How do we know if we are being misled, manipulated, or even lied to? And in today's video, I will show you a lot of pictures and videos and documents that when you see, maybe it will make you go, So today's journey begins here. I saw this meme the other day. Google this number, US 6506148B2. Your television is a brainwashing tool used to manipulate you. And then I also saw this one, the nervous system manipulation by electromagnetic fields from monitors, US patent, and the same number. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna Google it. And the first two websites that come up, one is from the National Institutes of Health, which is a government website, and the second one is Google Patents. Okay, so I looked at it and indeed it comes off government website, nervous system manipulation by electromagnetic fields from monitors. And this is the interesting part. Many computer monitors and TV tubes, when displaying pulsed images, emit pulsed electromagnetic fields of sufficient amplitudes to cause such excitation. It is therefore possible to manipulate the nervous system of a subject by pulsing images displayed on a nearby computer monitor or TV set. And feel free to pause it and read the rest for yourself, but this stuff exists. And here is the Google Patents website. It says exactly the same. This is the exact same lyrics. So I'm like, okay, this is quite interesting. And here is a short clip from someone from TikTok who explains it in more details.
You know, some people call me crazy for my conspiracy videos, but sometimes the proof is right in your face. Let's Google patent 6506148B2, aka Project Mind Control. It's a patent by our government proving frequency manipulation can be used to affect our central nervous system by using TV, phone, and computer screens. And yes, this is very real. It notes that computer monitors and TV monitors can be used to emit weak, low-frequency electromagnetic fields merely by pulsing the intensity of displayed images. That includes video streaming, video games, TV broadcasts, and music. They basically can control your mind through all forms of media. It has been found that indeed physiological effects can be induced in a manner by very weak electrical fields if they are pulsed with the frequency of near 1/2 Hertz. The observed effect include ptosis of the eyelids, relaxation or drowsiness, feeling of pressure at the center spot of the lower edge of the eyebrow, and sexual excitement. So they manipulate you through excitement, which is why they have to go through forms of entertainment. Certain monitors can be electromagnetic field pulse that excites a sensory resonance in a nearby subject through image pulses that are so weak as to be subliminal. Such applications could be unethical, of course. And here it says it's only mentioned here in order to alert the public of the possibility of a cover abuse that may occur with being online watching TV, video, or DVD. Now, with all the phones we have, all the 5G towers they put up everywhere, streaming services we watch, commercials we see telling us to buy, and music we listen to, do you think this technology isn't applied to that?
Now, this is exactly why I wanted to make a video on this, because this is quite serious and the government knows this, but we don't. And just an interesting part, the guy mentioned the lower edge of the eyebrow also can be manipulated and affected, and that's actually where your third eye chakra is. That's just an extra interesting thing. So is it true? Okay. It looks like it is. And let's move forward. Here is something else I found. Back in 1983, approximately 50 corporations controlled the vast majority of all news media in the United States. Today, ownership of the news media has been concentrated in the hands of just 6 incredibly powerful media corporations. If you were being brainwashed, would you even know? And this is interesting, 6 companies, and what's even more interesting, that they are shareholders of each other. So that tells a lot. Now let's see what's going on in the UK. Here is something from a local newspaper. 5 billionaires own 80% of UK media. So it seems like this is the case here as well, and probably everywhere else in the world. I can easily imagine that. Now let's see a recent study, how much people trust the news. And you can see it here country by country, the percentage, and if you look at it, it's not even close to 100%. I mean, the UK 34%, Ireland 52%, Spain 32%, France 29%. So it's pretty much less than half everywhere. This is how much people don't trust the news. So it's quite interesting. And here is another one that Elon Musk posted recently. Do people care about the traditional news anymore? And you can see the answer. So this is not a coincidence. But let's move forward and let me show you some examples when we are being manipulated, misled, or call anything you like. And here is one interesting one where you can see, this is here in London. And you can see that a group of people, there's the staff there, the camera crew and everyone else, and they setting up a scene. There are some police officers there, or maybe they just dress like police officers, and there's a couple of people. They give them these signs or papers or whatever they are, and then they just set up the whole scene. And then what's coming after, I think I don't need to really comment on that. Here we go.
Reporting. What I want to show you now, viewers, is a wonderful scene. These are Muslim mums. There's a little fella here who's bought a little sign, and this is in commemoration. You can see his little sign to the heroes of London. There are flowers on the street here. Ladies with hashtag turn to love, hashtag ISIS equals enemies of Islam, hashtag ISIS will lose, hashtag turn to London. And I think a poignant scene, and a scene we should sit on just for you viewers to understand exactly how people feel here on the streets of London, so close to what were such brutal attacks.
So, CNN, thank you very much. It doesn't really surprise me. And this is the reason why people don't trust the news, or this is the reason why they call BBC, for example, British Brainwashing Corporation, and things like that, because there are endless examples of this. Now, here is another one of the recent Israel-Hamas conflict, and just look at the left side of the picture and what's going on in the background. Here we go.
Sunt destul de aproape de noi în momentul ăsta și se pare că s-au oprit. Cu siguranță este și infanteria israeliană care interceptează toate aceste bombe. O să mai rămânem așa puțin pentru că niciodată nu știi exact când se opresc bombardamentele.
Interesting, isn't it? So is she a reporter or maybe she's just an actress? Good question, right? And you know, maybe it's true that, that this is true about television. It's called programming for a reason. And I was asking the question that, you know, if it's all false or most of them are fake, then why is it that we can see so many people and whistleblowers and witnesses and things like that? Now, here is a clip from a crisis actor, and he will explain a lot. Watch.
Are you an elite? Are your staged attacks not going as planned? Are your globalist agendas failing because you're using subpar crisis actors? Well, then look no further. Hi, I'm Harrison Hanks, the ultimate crisis actor. Need a medical doctor? In 18 years as a medical examiner, I've never seen anything like it. Yeah.
Is this one over the top? Is this one different?
Yeah, it's over the top. 33 children died. You need a grieving husband? Did a right-winger set off a bomb? Right, yeah, we're just milling about it, then had a massive explosion. And I'm your man. Tired of melodramatic acting?
There's light away from the darkness. I'm just trying to figure out if he's okay. I lost my 20-year-old, but I had 20 years with my son.
It's just tragedy, horror, and tragedy.
Or maybe you need me to tone down my good acting to match your sorry lot of wannabes. In that case, I can go from this. My name is Bobby Palmer. My family's one of the families that lost a child. To this. My name is Bobby Palmer. And my family's one of the families that lost a child. Going for the guns takes subtlety, like this. I don't know how many more need to die before the president does something. Not this.
And please, could we do something with the assault weapons?
And every one of those hands is a reason why those weapons should not be out in the general public.
Because in this kind of a situation, what has changed? Have we learned nothing?
Tired of green screen mishaps and disappearing noses? Me too.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say?
I'm green screen ready, bonded, and insured. I can morph into 1,000 different faces. I offer reasonable rates, and I have no conscience. Just pick your card to play on the world stage.
From homeless to police officer, from doctor to witness, to your ace card, the grieving father.
You can count on Harrison Hanks to push through your agenda. Regain their trust. Call Harrison Hanks for all your crisis needs. Thank you, and good luck.
This is getting more and more interesting, right? And please let me know in the comments how much you trust the media. I'm really curious. Do you trust the news or not at all? Please let me know in the comments below. And now let me show you something else, which is about repetition. Because one of the technique that they use is repeating the information over and over and over and over and just give it to us constantly every day, every night. And this is a good example from the beginning of the pandemic, and you will be a little bit surprised probably if you haven't seen this clip before, but just look at the same number comes up literally everywhere. And after watching it, please tell me, is this a coincidence?
As of today, and I say as of today at this hour, we have 33 confirmed positive tests for the virus.
Yesterday we had 22 cases. Today we have 33 cases, so it has gone up by 11.
As we sort through this here in Arkansas, today we have 33 confirmed positive cases in Arkansas.
As of today, we have 33 confirmed cases with Boston residents. We expect those numbers to climb.
As of this afternoon, we have 33 Pennsylvanians who have tested positive for COVID-19.
So as of this morning, there were 33 confirmed cases in North Carolina.
Evening to you. Lots to get to tonight. I'm Leon Hendricks. We want to start with new information into our newsroom. Within the past couple of hours, there are now 33 confirmed cases of the coronavirus in Michigan.
More cases of the coronavirus were confirmed today in San Luis Obispo County, bringing the total number now to 33.
Right now, Georgia is reporting a total of 99 cases in 19 counties. That is 33 new cases from just yesterday.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Swenson. More cases and more events affected. Here is the latest coronavirus news. There are now 33 cases in Louisiana.
As expected. The number of cases of COVID-19 jumps. A total of 33 people in our state have been tested and are confirmed to have the coronavirus.
Day 4 of the shelter-at-home order brought 6 new confirmed cases of the coronavirus to San Luis Obispo County, bringing the total number to 33.
These latest steps as the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Rhode Island jumps by 33 overnight.
Okay, now let's compare some news articles. Here is the first one. On the left, Melania Trump's RNC fashion, a scary statement. On the right, DNC fashion, Hillary Clinton looked presidential in an all-white pantsuit. So, okay, that's already interesting. Now here is another one. On the left, 2 dads are better than 1. And the same picture on the right, boys' horror raised by global pedophile ring. Now that's a completely different story than having 2 dads, isn't it? Now here is the other one. Why a presidential candidate's health isn't a voter's right to know. On the right, what we know about Donald Trump's health. So they are contradicting themselves. Literally. And there are so many examples. Here is another one. On the left, Israel has the right and obligation to defend its border with deadly force. May 2018. And then October 2018, it's time to calm down about the caravan. Okay. Here is one from the Washington Post. Republicans attack Mr. Comey for doing his job. On the right, James Comey is damaging our democracy. Here is another example, CNN again. On the left, no, the presidential election can be hacked. On the right, where is the outrage over Russia's hack of the US election? Do you see my problem here? Here is another one. If you judge people for how they like their steak, you might be a Trump supporter. And then the other one, Donald Trump prefers his steak well done, aka the worst possible way. What is this? Here is another one. Germany's economy will grow faster because of the million refugees it is helping, study finds. And then Germany could be sliding into recession, central bank warns. So again, controversial stuff. And since I showed you that clip from the crisis sector, the other good question that we can ask, that how do we know if we actually see the real person on TV? And this is a good example for it. I thought she was Emma Watson from Harry Potter and Beauty and the Beast and some other movies, but it turns out that it's just an easy trick against us. And here is another clip about Joe Biden and some recent changes on his chin.
After this video came out of Joe Biden, people had some questions about what's going on with his chin. As he was talking, it was also like indenting really weird as he's talking. It's not what a normal chin would do. Look at this.
How many Joes do we have?
Look at the chin on Joe Biden in all 3 of these pictures. And then what the hell is going on? How can your chin do that?
You may have missed a couple Botox shots, Sarah.
Botox doesn't do that.
At the minimum, I would say this. The man does not look healthy.
No, he's
whether that is the real Joe Biden.
His face is falling off. Of course he doesn't look healthy. His chin is melting.
Yeah.
We need to get this guy to a doctor. He grew testicles on his chin. Help him. Somebody help him.
Now, when it comes to repetition, I'd like to show you a really good clip. This is one of the best ones actually that I've seen so far because it shows you exactly what's going on and how much you can believe or trust the media. And I shared this clip previously in my Predictions 2023 series, but in case you haven't seen it, here it is again.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarmingly, some media outlets publish things simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 All right, and now this guy maybe look familiar for you if you've seen my previous video about giants, but here is another one from him, and it's also a little bit mind-blowing. Here we go.
I tried to tell you that the movie They Live is based on a true story, and you didn't believe me. But when I say I got your ass, oh, I've got your ass. So first, let me explain. They've been able to put subliminal messages into our heads without us even knowing. Not by using music or sound, by just using images alone. Take this picture for example. Squint your eyes and tell me what you see. They can put anything into your head. For the people that follow football, who do you think the best football player is in the world? Squint your eyes and tell me what you see. And again, I'm sure you've all seen this one by now. If you haven't, I want you to tilt your phone forward, squint your eyes, and tell me what you see. Oh my days.
So again, is this a conspiracy theory? Or maybe the real conspiracy theorists are the people who actually believe that the government officials and the trusted voices care about them and the media would never mislead or lie to them. Because, you know, those who lie, their biggest fear is an awakened public, and that's exactly what's going on in the world now. And a lot of people don't know, or they say it's another conspiracy theory, that the phrase conspiracy theory itself was invented by the CIA to silence those who question the narrative. And the other thing I was thinking about regarding this whole topic is the CIA operation called Operation Mockingbird. And I'm sure you heard about it before, but here is a short reminder what this is. Wikipedia says Operation Mockingbird is an alleged large-scale program of the United States Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, that began in the early years of the Cold War and attempted to manipulate domestic American news media organizations for propaganda purposes. So this was an actual operation. Here is some more. Operation Mockingbird, launched in the 1950s, was a covert CIA initiative designed to influence and control media outlets, both domestically and internationally. The agency aimed to manipulate news stories, shape public opinion, and disseminate propaganda, all in the name of combating the spread of communism. Through a web of journalists, editors, and even entire publications on the CIA's payroll, the agency effectively sought to guide public discourse in a manner aligned with its political agenda. And it continues, one of the most alarming aspects of Operation Mockingbird was its ability to distort the truth. Journalists, often unaware of the CIA ties, unknowingly became mouthpieces for the agency's narratives. Stories were slanted, facts were manipulated, and dissenting voices were silenced. As a result, the American public was fed a distorted version of reality, blurring the lines between genuine journalism and government propaganda. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? And this is a quote from the CIA director at that time about this project. We will know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false. Now that's quite crazy, isn't it? And here is a short clip about the CIA. Decide for yourself.
I thought that it was a matter of real concern that planted stories intended to serve a national purpose abroad came home and were circulated here and believed here, because this would mean that the CIA could manipulate the news in the United States by channeling it through some foreign country. Now we're looking at that very carefully.
Do you have any people being paid by the CIA who are contributing to a major circulation American journal?
We do have people who submit pieces to American journals.
Do you have any people paid by the CIA who are working for television networks?
This, I think, gets into the kind of getting into the details, Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in executive session.
I think it was entirely in order for our correspondents at that time to make use of CIA agent chiefs of station and other members of the executive staff of CIA as sources of information which were useful in their assessments of world conditions.
Would you say that continues today?
Well, I would think probably for a reporter it would continue today, but because of all of the revelations of the period of the 1970s, it seems to me that a reporter's got to be much more circumspect in doing it now, or he runs the risk of at least being looked at with considerable disfavor by the public. I think you've got to be much more careful about it.
Maybe this was one of the reasons why JFK said that I will splinter the CIA into 1,000 pieces and scatter it into the winds. This is a very famous one from JFK, but we all know what happened to him. Maybe he knew too much. We don't know. And here is another clip which, as far as I know, it's edited. It's not a true one, but I really like how the guy put together his videos, and he's dropping some truth bomb for us. Here we go.
There was nobody who was more important in Congress to Trump's effort to overthrow the lawfully elected government of the United States than Jim Jordan.
Rachel, Trump called for a recount of the votes. That's not overthrowing the government, and you know that. But you and the entire left-wing media keep saying that because Project Mockingbird still goes on, and whether you like it or not, all of you motherfuckers are part of it.
Now, this was a good example when real eyes realize real lies. And I can say the same things. Turn off the television. But anyway, here is another clip when a lovely lady explains how they program us, how they manipulate us, how do they do it, and what to do not to fall into the trap. Here we go.
You are being controlled right now. In this moment, your decisions are not being made by you. And that's a bold statement to make, but it is absolutely true. I will tell you exactly how it's happening, but you need to listen very carefully. It's called the illusion of control. And it is exactly why I have chosen not to watch TV in over 10 years. We believe that we are in control of the media that we consume because we have the power to change the channel. But no matter what channel you are on, the programs that you are watching are programming you. Programming your values, programming your beliefs, programming your ideas, and the scariest part of all, they are programming the decisions you then make without you even realizing it. Here are two things that you need to know about the mainstream media. 1, the news is a multi-billion-dollar industry. 2, the media companies choose a handful of stories to cover each and every single day. That means that there's a 24-hour slot that needs to be filled with content. And guess what? The narrative is controlled in order to create a reaction in you. A reaction of fear, a reaction of doubt, a reaction of uncertainty. The reason for this is simple. Your brain is wired to react to danger and fear. It's a basic survival instinct. The media companies know this, and they are intentionally tricking you, controlling you, and manipulating you. In the media's eyes, your fear equals money. There are so many great things happening in the world right now that we do not hear about through the mainstream media. We don't hear about people's wins. We don't hear about their breakthroughs. We don't hear about the really powerful, positive, good changes which are happening. We're living in such an abundant time, yet most people don't realize that because of the programming that they're led to believe. Humans have an innate instinct to keep each other informed. This is not going to change anytime soon. Our obsession for searching for the truth has helped us in the long run. But good intentions can always be exploited through organizations and corporations who understand human psychology and have their own agendas at play. That's why we need to make a promise to each other to now put a question mark at the end of every news headline. I need you to remind yourself every single day that you are not willing to be controlled or manipulated. Your thoughts matter. Your freedom matters. Your control over your own life matters. I need you to take back your power. Over 7 billion people are being controlled and manipulated right now. I invite you not to be one of those people. I care about you and I deeply care about your freedom. Please take a stand, share this video, and let yourself and the whole world know that you are not willing to be controlled, programmed, or manipulated, and you're not willing to let your loved ones be controlled either. I love you so much. Thank you for watching.
So, I don't know whether you knew everything that I showed you in this video or this was completely new information for you, and now maybe you will think about the mainstream news differently, but I'm not here to tell you what to think or what to do or what to believe. That's entirely up to you. I just wanted to show you this stuff, and I do hope that you got some value from this video. Feel free to share it, hit the like button, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. I love you all. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you next time. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.